typed up.
Nice job.
Happy Thursday to all of our North American viewers. It's Friday in some of our locales.
Cool.
Because we are certainly worldwide.
Whatever direction you take.
All righty, and Matt Gnott's already on the comment board. Good night.
On both YouTube and Facebook.
YouTube and Facebook.
Nice job, Matt.
Sharing it live to KBN again tonight, just as a little impetus to maybe get y'all to, hey, it's simple. Come follow us on YouTube. But the reason for the share tonight on KBN is the guest and not the teaser. So, without further ado, Mr. Kister, who we got?
This guy, I've known him for a long, long time. I actually typed up his introduction on my computer today because he's somebody that special.
Oh, we lost Danny already.
He's just so excited he clicked the wrong button, maybe, John.
I don't know what's going on.
So hopefully he can bring him in when I get done with this here.
Oh.
He brought the man in.
He's in.
And as the man's sitting here, I'm going to talk about him for just a second before we get to chatting. So we got a former president of the Kansas Bass Federation, longtime supporter, former president of Shawnee Mission Bass Club, former Central Region Director of Florida Bass, which would be interesting to talk to you about. You got a lot of, I made a note, you got a few formers, Eric.
Yes.
You have competed in bass events, obviously, BASS events, weekend series opens, and Federation Nation events. Some MLFs. You've got quite a few top 10s. I was reading through your list of accolades you sent me. Thank you today. And I was taken by all the fishing that you've accomplished thus far. Your last tournament here was on Okeechobee, 7th place overall in the Toyota Series with an 8.2 pounder, which is a stinking toad, and looked healthy.
John's digging here.
Unfortunately, you moved away from me in 2007, and now you live around Orlando. And just to note, that was 1 year after I graduated high school, and this year is 20 years since I've been out of high school. So you can do the math on that. And it's pretty apparent that you are absolutely living your dream.
I've been lucky. I have truly, truly been lucky.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, obviously, we have Mr. Eric Stong on the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's my pleasure to join you guys because I watch you guys just as much as you have your shows, and it's been a lot of fun to watch them all.
It's awesome to see you. It's been a little bit too long in between visits. I know we've messaged back and forth over the years, and I have to I apologize, but I have to start with this. I don't know if you remember or not, obviously, but it's been a number of years ago. I was somewhere around 15 or 16 years old, and you were standing in an entryway of a parts store in Parsons. I can't remember the name of the parts store, and they were having a boat show. And you and Terry were attempting to get people to join the Cherryville Bass Club.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do. Benny Miner was there, and Terry, and the other gentleman that I fished with in Cherryville, and he moved to Florida right after that, but I can't think of his name. But yeah, we were all in that, and I don't know that place is still there or not. I don't think it is.
It's gone. It's long gone. But you know, you're the reason why I started doing this. You know?
No, actually, it's your grandpa. Your grandpa was the reason that you got to.
I can agree with that.
Because your grandpa and took us all to KG&E Lake a couple of times. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And Dad had the plum worm, so we had to use the plum worm and catch fish. But your grandpa was the crappie fisherman. He would clean our clocks. There's a lot of times that we finished the day and it was like, all right, who has the most? And he'd have 47 or 52 crappie, and we'd have to give him $1 because we only caught 30 bass.
You know, I think that part of being a good crappie fisherman is you got to have more patience than bass fishermen.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that he pretty much excelled at, you know.
He did. He was missed. He's been missed. So, yep. But
yeah,
no,
and you know, we walk into that parts store that day. My dad decided he'd take me over there. We was going to go see if maybe there was some fishing tackle for sale. And by the surprise, we hang a left, and you know, obviously he recognized you. And the next thing you know, he's handing you guys my membership money to join the bass club.
yes, I remember that. That. Yep. And you know what was funny about that is that and I still run into it down here. Some of the dads not fish, but the kids love it. I mean, the kids are after it big time. I had a guide trip the other day where Grandpa sat in the chair in the back and the two grandsons up front, and I mean they fished like they were, fishing for the Bassmasters Classic. So, it was a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I was trying to figure that up earlier today because it's been since my dad bought the honey hole bait and tackle when I was 17. So that's almost 50 years ago.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, if I'm adding that up right, and then he bought the one in Independence. So we had two stores going there, and then the Cherryville Club met in the back of the store. So, yeah.
At a time.
Oh yeah, yep. And then when Dad started running the Federation, is when we met John, and John and Dad were inseparable. So,
Yep.
I think there's a few people that your dad left his mark on before he left Earth.
Yeah. And I've told a lot of people, I mean, and like I was talking to you about earlier, the fishing down here has just been unbelievable this year. Yeah, I've been down here 20 years now, and it's been good. I've had some great times and everything down here, but boy, this last year has just been, I don't know if it's because of being able to use more tools, the depth finders, the side finders, the forward facing, because I got forward facing on the front and the back of my boat this year. And I think that helps just amazing how much that helps.
Absolutely. Well, we really don't have too much of an agenda to, I'm not pre-planned a whole lot, but John, by all means, if you want to chime in, get right on after it, because I'll be honest with you, Eric, I could talk to you all night.
Well, you need to come down and we can fish all day and all night. So that's the fun part about down here is that you can go out to any of the lakes, and not all the lakes. Let me rephrase that, because there's some of them's got alligators I don't go to at night. So big alligators. So
Yeah.
I don't get on Harrison Toho after dark. So, but there's a few downtown that's fun to fish at night.
How did you get into the guide business?
So, I'll tell one funny story is that when I was back in Kansas, we had an auction at church, and I gave away 2 fishing trips. They were just supposed to be fishing trips. Sold and they got to where they were ridiculous. I mean, this is in 1995, 96, somewhere in there, 97. And the bids got up to like 500, $600. And I told the guy to quit. And he goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I'm not that good. It's not gonna, they're not going to catch that many fish." And the first one was a lady. And so I took her over to Wolf Creek, hoping that we would catch some smallmouth or something over there. We're running across the lake, and the depth finder at the time I had a Ranger, and it just blacked out. And I thought, man, I don't know what that is. So we pulled over, and the mayflies were being swept off of the bank, and we threw out some minnows, and the lady started catching catfish. And we caught 6 catfish that weighed 44 pounds. And so I told her, I said, I don't ever do this. I don't know what to do with them. She goes, "Well, we're going to clean them," because she was getting married and she wanted them for her rehearsal dinner. It's like, you're kidding. It's like, okay. And then the other one was where they was from the church too, and they had 5 kids, and we took 3 boys out. And I'm telling you, my grandpa must have been with me, because I had never caught crappie like this before. And I can't remember the name of the lake. They owned a house on the lake, and they just wanted me to take them out and show them what to do. And we went out and threw out the minnows, and it looked like Kmart out there with all the bobbers and stuff out there. And they caught 27 crappie that were like 1.5 to 2 pounds. I'd never ever had a day like that ever before. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, Grandpa and Dad had something to do with that. So that's kind of what got it started. Because when I come down here, there's so much people that are guiding. I mean, on an average day, we have anywhere from 10 to 20 guides on Toho. And so after I finished in the top of the club down here a couple of times, the guys come over and ask if I would take some people out, because they had a group. And so I just took them out with that. And then I said, "Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll try." And so they showed me how to put the shiners on and put them on with the bobbers. And so I've gotten it down a lot better, now that I've got a lot better equipment and a lot better, knowledge of what to look for and everything. And so we've had some outstanding days. Like I said, I sent you some pictures where, I had to get a clicker because the guys couldn't believe me when we take them back in. It's like, "How many do we catch?" And I said, "Well, you caught 40. And it's like, "Oh, did we really?" So that's been kind of a fun thing too with the kids. And then the kids, they do the clicker part. And so the best we've had so far this year is 107, but I've had 3 days over 80 in less than 5 hours. So that keeps you busy.
Yeah.
So we get them fired up with the shiners, and then go back to throwing chatterbaits and worms and stuff. And so that way I don't have to go through so many shiners, because shiners are so expensive. They're $35 a dozen down here this year.
Woo.
Yeah. And so that way, if you get them fired up with it, then you can go back with chatterbaits and worms that the kids like to use, and go that way. So that's how I kind of got into the guiding. And I've been very lucky because I've got 2 companies that hire me now, and I have, from January 2nd to June 2nd last year, I had a guide trip every day. So
Wow.
that was fun.
And you've completely gotten out of the airplane game.
Yeah, I had airplanes. I had those from 2010 till 2023. And so I had about 13 years. I had 4 hangars and 4 airplanes. And So my mom said that you have a bucket full of skill and a bucket full of luck. And so, yeah, yeah, my skill wasn't getting faster than my bucket full of luck. So, so I kind of had to kind of gave up on that. But I got lucky. I landed at Leadville, the highest airport in the United States. You get a certificate for that. That's over that way, and I went over the the bridge, the there in San Francisco, and kind of went the wrong way, so they had to tell me which way to go on that one. So that's when I said, I think I've had enough here. So how do you go the wrong way on a bridge in the air?
I don't know.
I would do the same. I'd do the same thing. I'm left-handed and colorblind, so just
Yeah.
watch out.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. The air traffic controller come on and said, "I don't know which way you're going, but keep going that way. We're sending everybody else the other way."
Just clear a path. Here he comes, huh?
Yeah. So they did. They cleared a path for me. So we had fun, but flew down to Key West a few times. That was fun. Had some planes that I could take down there and get dinner and then come back, and so got to do some things I thought I'd never ever get to do ever. So yeah.
Yeah, just go casual, have a casual dinner, and
Yeah, just run down 2 hours. Instead of driving 7 hours, just take an hour and a half flight down, get dinner, and come back. So yeah,
outstanding.
yeah, that was fun. So we flew one from L from Texas back to Florida. It was supposed to take us 9 hours, and it took us 9 days. So we ran into ice and snow and everything, and had to park for a couple of days in Texas and park a couple of days in Louisiana, and finally got back. So, but run into a few things, but it's been fun. So,
did you ever get to land at the municipal airport in Dennis?
and oh yeah, the one in Parsons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I flew into there a couple of times, and actually, John was hosting. Was that the first year you hosted the Frank Stone tournament, John, or was
I
that the
think
second?
so. I think it was the
year?
first, maybe the second.
It
Might have been the second.
No,
I
because
think it was the second.
you and I fished together that week.
Yeah, but I think we fished the
Second one
we
or third
fished the second one.
or the third one, whatever it was. I flew up there and
Yeah.
landed over there, and then they park it inside, and so I was real lucky. My stepsister let me borrow a vehicle for a couple of days, and so I went and got to fish with John, and then flew back.
So there actually is somebody that controls the air traffic flying in and out of that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They do. And there's a lot of rules. There is. I'm not a rule follower, so that was part of my reason of maybe not continuing the flights, but I had a ton of fun. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, your buddy Chris wants to know if the shiner fishing has helped you be a better artificial bait fisher.
The only reason I would say yes to a certain point, only because it helps you find the fish, but then no, which he's correct, no to the other side, because you're counting on catching those fish. So you can go into an area, and I have found areas on Harris Chain that I can take people to and catch shiner fish, but I can't go back and catch them with a bait. But then sometimes we can get them fired up, and sometimes we can catch them with baits, but not great. Now Toho we can Kissimmee, the Toho Kissimmee chain we can, but he's right. I mean, it's helped me go and find fish, locate them, but then sometimes it'll work out, but it's never helped me to go back in a tournament, to go back, and I mean I know there's fish there, and that's what's frustrating. So
Are you finding your shiner fish with your live scope and stuff, or are they so buried up in the grass that you just know where to go and what to look for?
So that depends on the weather, and that's a great question, because if it's below, water temperatures below like 60 degrees, then they bury up in the eelgrass, and then you have to, and you can go in there and look at them and see them with the live scope, and that's the hardest ones to catch, because you got to tell the customer, you have to wait, you have to wait, you got to let it sit, you got to let it sit. But um but yeah, finding them with the live scope has hurt me a little bit, because if I go in there now, I don't have confidence. The customer really doesn't have confidence if they don't see a fish on that live scope, and if I don't see them, then I don't either. But
And you said you're running a forward-facing transducer on the transom also.
yeah, off the back, off the driver's side.
How much practice have you had using it this year? You said this is the first year you've had it.
But I've had it about 4 months.
Okay.
So yeah, and it helps a little bit, because when you sit down, it doesn't, obviously doesn't read while you're running down the lake, but when you sit down and idle, then it gives you a way to see some of them, pretty quick, or you can turn around and just say, hey, there's nothing here, let's go to the next one.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, is being down here for 20 years. I mean, now then I've got hundreds of spots to go and try. I mean, the other day I think we went to 12 different spots, and we still caught 21 fish, but I mean, it took us 12 or 13 different spots to go to. So that's, but I mean, we did the same thing when we were in Truman Lake. I mean, if you put in at Bucksaw, you had some areas to go to, and if you put in at the other end, you had places to go to.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of the same way here. And then the other thing too is that down here, and I jokingly call it fishing friendly in Florida, but if you don't go around and see three to five other guides, you're in the wrong spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment on the water then, huh?
No, no, because you're always close to somebody. You're looking around to see them. So, well, tell Chris that he's the one that got the reason I caught the 8-pounder at Okeechobee the other day, because he came down here about 15 years ago, and we went to Okeechobee, and I was a lost duck. I didn't, first time I ever been on the water, and I don't remember if it was the first time he's ever been on the water, but we went around a place and saw some grass, and we finally stopped, and I'm still getting my rods out of the locker, and he catches a 6-8 and I think another 7 or something before I even got my rods out of the out of the rod locker. So yeah, he's caught some big fish in Florida himself.
You mentioned worm fishing and shell bars and stuff like that before we went live. What's the Carolina rig drag stuff around, or are you just like Cincos and ribbon tail worms, swimming worms, stuff like that?
Swimming worms, chatterbaits. I do a fair amount of taking the kids out, because there's like 3 or 4 different groups down here. There's TSA. There's several groups down here that do kids fishing, and all of them do chatterbaits and the speed worms. And so that's I've gotten used to just following those, following the same thing that those kids will do, and the only other thing is I do add the crankbaits and spinnerbaits in still today. When I first moved here, I actually got very lucky, and John adopted me for about 3 or 4 months, but I spent a lot of time on the water, so I wasn't in his way bothering him while he was trying to run tournaments down here. And heck, I didn't catch a keeper fish the first 2 months I was here. So
Wow.
John had to finally take me out into Lake Conway and say, "All right, cast out, smoke a cigarette, and then move the worm."
So you got to have a little patience in Florida, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of patience. You're more of fishing for cats than you are for bass, I think. It's almost like trying to tease a cat.
Well, it's funny you say that because it's kind of the Achilles heel of quite a few pros, Florida,
Yes.
and I've always just wondered why. And I know the water conditions and the shallow water is different and this and that, but I've always just kind of been like, what's so different about it?
Well, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to die laughing when I tell you this. And again, I have been super, super lucky. I have taken the camera boat out for Bassmasters the last 2 years, and we followed the top 5 guys around Harris. And the top 5 guys around on Harris don't have their foot on the trolling motor.
Wow.
The other 80 guys, you can see them going down the lake, and they got the trolling motor on 6 and 7 and 8. I'm going to cover spots. The top 5 guys, the number 1 guy 2 years ago probably didn't fish 80 yards. Oh, yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
That's a tub.
Yeah, the guy that I was fishing with, because I went as a co-angler in the pro, he goes, what size do you think that is? I told him it was 6 pounds, and he didn't believe it. So, but no, the guys that do very, very well, they fish the same 50 yards for 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4 hours, and that's the thing that's helped me with the guiding, is put the power poles down, get everything set up, and go for it.
Wow.
So, because we caught 71 the other day and never lifted the power poles.
Holy cow.
Never lifted the power poles. We had 3 rods out at the same time, so he had 2 with shiners and 1 with the chatterbait, and then after he got tired of throwing the chatterbait, would throw the worm. So
Old Moody would have a hard time with that.
yeah.
I don't know, if you're catching fish like that, I think he'd pretty much stay put too. So
I don't know.
It's hard to do. So I do got one quick story for you that I thought about earlier today. The guy there with you, him and his daughter has been my lucky charm for about 20, no more than that, about 27 years, because his daughter was there the day I caught the 7-11 at Grand Lake and qualified for the Mexican trip. When I moved in, his daughter was there at the house, and when I moved out, she came, and I don't remember why you guys were there, but she came to one of the tournaments, and it was one of the first tournaments I'd won down in. Oh, because you wouldn't you and I were.
No, I fished with. Didn't I fish with Stacy?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you won the tournament, and I'd gotten 3rd in it. That's what it was.
They cheated me.
Yes.
They cheated me out. Get this.
That was John's welcome to Florida.
Yeah. So I go fish this club tournament. Stacy says, come fish our club tournament as a guest.
Yeah, as a guest.
You do like a boat. Pot or whatever, and you do an individual, like both, I think. And Stacy and I won, like had the most weight, but they did not pay us because I was a guest.
Yeah. And that wasn't like the most weight, it was like double the most weight.
Yeah, it was tough. The fishing was tough or something. Something happened, and we caught it pretty good.
Yeah, you did.
It wasn't even close, and I didn't get paid. I'm standing there waiting for them to call me up, and nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What'd they do with the money?
Well, they paid out to the people the people that were actual members.
Yeah.
Instead of just to the guests. So.
But you still paid an entry fee?
Oh yeah, I had to pay. Stacy and I had to pay.
Yeah, you did. Because they were drawn out to in the drawing. So he's right.
It was crazy. Craziness.
That's what the luck was, because I got your money, I think is what it was.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you won or something.
Because third or fourth or something like that. Got paid and he didn't.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you still turn your telltale on your outboard? Do you still turn it up so you can mess with people before boat launch?
I can't do that anymore. They're not, the newer engines don't have the little thing on it. So. Yeah, I kind of got in trouble with that down here. I had the Evinrude for about because I had an Evinrude here for the first 5 years I was here, and if I got mad at somebody in the lock, I had it turned up. It'd spray them.
We're fishing a Thursday night jackpot, and Eric was in town. He had his Stratus, that red and white Stratus, and he's got that Emerald on there. And he said, "Hey, fire that motor up and look what direction the water's peeing out of." And I was like, "That is outstanding." He goes, idle over there by Bassford and Terry real quick.
Yeah.
It was like he wanted me to do it, and I'm like, "Okay, I don't care." He goes, as soon as you get over there, just start trimming up, and then just keep idling. And he said, and I stopped it just right. I mean, it's sitting there just squirting on the death. And Terry tried doing something. He tried firing his motor up and trimming it all the way up, this and that. I think he almost blew his lower unit that day.
Well, he hit reverse, and it put all the water back in his boat instead of on top of
screwed it up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. That was
hilarious. Yeah. There's some funny stories of some of that stuff. Dad had that bullet boat, and of course it's supposed to have a 150 on it. That motor was like a 235 or something, 245. He'd go down the lake, and the fat right here on his eyes would shake. You knew you were running over 80 miles an hour when you looked over and the little fat underneath his eyes shaking.
What's your big fish? What's your big fish down there?
So I got real lucky.
Or
I
ever.
had a 9.4 on Saturday and a 9.2 on Sunday in a tournament, but didn't win the tournament. The guy was down about 100 yards away from me, and my other 4 fish were like 2-pounders, and he was catching 3.5s and 4s. So his 10 fish beat my 10 fish over the 2 days. But I had a 9.4 on a topwater, and then caught the next day a 9.2 on a brush hog.
Is that your big, or did you catch one bigger in Mexico?
No, Mexico, my biggest was a 7-11, and the guy that won the first place money, he had a 7-11 on the first day. I had a 7-11 on the second day, and then they put us in the same boat on the third day, and he had a 6.4 and I had a 6.2. So I still won 11,000, but I missed 14,000 by 2 ounces.
You keep saying Mexico. Was that a Bass Nation Federation tournament or something? Or what was that?
John ran it. I'll let him tell you.
Yes, it was a contest. I don't remember the exact contest. Didn't it have to do with the weekend series or something?
Yeah, you were running the weekend series.
So I think it was a big bass or a drawing or something. Guys that fished the weekend series. Did you win big bass in a weekend series tournament somewhere?
Yeah, the first one on Grand Lake, I got a 7-11 and one big bass.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so then
that won for Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. And then the other division was Texas. Another division was Florida. So there was 12 of us that went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you won big bass in your division of the weekend series, you got to go to Mexico for a little contest down there.
Nice.
I didn't get to go. Deb Wilkinson went.
Yep, Deb, and then I don't remember who the other guy was. The other guy,
Steve Levi.
Okay. Yep, that's right.
El Salto.
Yeah, that's a trip we all need to take one time.
Oh,
that's been so we went back afterwards because there was a bunch of guys from Shawnee Mission after I did that, and there was 6 of us from Shawnee Mission went down there, and we had one day where we caught 62 bass over 6 pounds in a 5 hour time frame. So, oh, Kit sends you a picture.
Actually, I have given up trying to find the ones I saved, and
Oh, did you?
I'm just stalking your Facebook page, man.
So the guy in the back had caught 40, and Kit called because he'd driven down here and he'd slept in. So we went and picked him up at noon, and Kit caught 21 or 24, and the guy in the back caught another 30. All in one spot.
It looks
So,
beautiful down there.
oh, it is. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that Hangrak, he's got that guy that kind of a partner in Mexico that he promotes down there. That's the trip I'd like to make because they've really fixed that place up. Like they got nice boats and good depth finders and like with active target on them and forward
Yeah.
facing.
Yeah.
And the trip is, I mean, it is pricey, but it's not. I mean, it's like $2,700 or something like that. But
And how many days is that?
It's like 4.
Yeah, that's what we did because we went back and flew down on Monday, and then we fished Monday afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then flew home Friday.
Yeah,
And
I'd
it was
like to.
Yeah.
If we could get everybody to subscribe and like to our page, to where we start making some money, we could even take one of our guests
Yeah.
that actually subscribe and like. You know, if they do it enough, we can take one of them too.
That'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
No, I've been very, very lucky since I've been down here, and one of the guys named David Driggers, he took me in as the club that for Florida, and then he was president for the club and then president for the state for several years. So I'd kind of helped him back by taking kids out in the juniors things too.
How is old David?
Doing good. He's doing
Is he
good.
still mad at me?
No, he's not mad at anybody. He just they made some changes down here, and he's running the MLF side or the FLW side of the kids, not the bass side. So they as anything has to evolve, so it's kind of evolved around. So
What's one of the things that you miss about Midwest fishing?
you know, the
Rocks.
fun thing was going to Lake of the Ozarks and doing a lot of fishing over there. I do miss that one. Even though we went, in February and March and stuff. The other thing too is that I've gotten a lot better about going around and finding places here. I've found Lake Umatilla, I found Lake Yale, I found, uh, Devil's Lake or something like that, and I've a lot of different places, which I was very lucky to have because we had the KG&E Lake. Remember that? We could go over there and catch fish all the time. We had
Oh gosh,
yeah, a big hill where we go in there, and when it was new, we were catching 100 a day and stuff. And so when I first moved down here, man, I was scared because like I told you, I went 2-3 months without catching a fish. So I mean, I was catching pickerel. I was catching mudfish and something else. So
What do you do? What do you do when they're on the beds?
So
because
I'm
you
not.
can't see them.
No, that's not.
I fished with you when they were on the beds, and the man cannot see a fish on the
Nope.
bed.
Nope, I cannot. You know what I do? I wait until somebody else sees them and then I go kill her fish.
Like Eric and I went downtown somewhere. We went downtown somewhere.
Yeah, Underhill. We were on Lake Underhill.
And they were on the beds.
Yeah.
And I'm going down the bank and I'm like, oh, there's one. And he's like,
which way did they go?
And my wife is the same way. Like I can walk around, like when we were in Florida, walking around the little ponds and stuff that are in the neighborhoods. I'm like, ooh, there's one on the bed. And it's plain as day to me. Like, there he is. Like, not even with glasses, I can see it. And she's like, I don't see it.
Like around
And
here,
Eric is the same way.
No, I can't.
Like over at Stockton, for example, they fan that algae off them rocks and it turned the rocks almost like a bright white kind of thing, or a brighter color than the surrounding rocks, But I am curious, like, what do they spawn on in Florida?
So we have sand. We have a white sand. Like you're talking about.
Okay.
And then what they'll do is they'll move out the grass from it, and then but it's only like however long it is to take them to hatch. 3 days, 2 days, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, but when they do it, I mean, it is like John said. It is like there's like hundreds of them down through there. It's like the whole apartment complex moved in to spawn, and that's the only way I can see them is if there's 100 of them, I might see 3. So I'm terrible at that part.
Do you pleasure fish for eating? Do you catch any of them? What is it, tilapia?
No, the tilapia are grass eaters. We don't. You have to kind of snag those. So, but yeah, there's a lot of them here. We lost a bunch in the last freeze, and so it almost looks like. I mean, I don't know how many thousands there was, but there was a lot of them. That Harris Chain lost a lot of them, but there's plenty there, so you can still see them on the live scope.
Well, the only way I get to see a tilapia is in the grocery store froze.
Yeah. Yeah. Now they net them here and out of Lake Apopka, and I mean I've seen some of them that were 4 and 5 pounds.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many boat ramps do you have around you where you live?
Where I'm at right now, within 15 minutes of me, 7. I can go to Griffin, Eustis, Harris, Yale, Dora, Lake Apopka is 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes.
Wow.
And then it's an hour down to Toho, and it's 3 hours, about 2.5 hours down to Headwaters. So yeah, Chris and I went to Headwaters one day and got down there, and MLF was there. It's like, who are these guys? They were teasing Chris about him following them. So
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of had a pretty unique job the last few years. We got a chance to talk to him. What was that, guys? A couple months ago, maybe.
It was. Yeah, I watched that one. That was fun to watch.
He's a dandy.
He is.
Be even more fun if we could get him to spill the beans on some stuff.
He won't do it.
I tried to get him when he was on Gunnersville the first tournament. I was texting him while he was trying to weigh fish. And he answered like once.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you at?
He's like, yeah, I'm like, I recognize that spot.
Just send me a pin. So,
I was trying to get him to have get guys to be on the show. I'm like, ask him if he'll be on the show.
Put him
I think it was Jacob Wall. I think that's how we got Jacob, actually. After the day was over, he did ask him if he'd come on.
Yeah.
So.
You keep saying KG&E, Eric. So this is a good one. This is your fault because you give me the idea. So, this KG&E lake, for people listening, it's kind of sort of over by Parsons, whatever. So anyhow, it's like a fish factory or was. And unfortunately, I haven't been over there in a few years because of this incident. So I put my boat in there, and mind you, it's a 20-foot champion. Tandem axle trailer is a little bit of a chore, but I got it in. And, I wanted to, the reason why I put it in that day is because I can't remember if it was a chatterbait that just first came out or it was something, but it was always one of those deals. You could take a lure over there and teach yourself how to have confidence in that lure. It was that good a lake. And I no sooner put the boat in, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I'm like a pitching machine with this thing, trying to figure it out. And the groundskeeper, he's doing this number from the bank. I'm like, whoop-de-doo. I go trolling over there. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah. He said, Earl Huffman? I go, yeah. As a matter, I go, that's my grandpa. Mind you, he was gone, and he'd been gone for about 5 or 6 years. I said, yeah, that's my grandpa. I said, he went to town. He went into Parsons to get some bait. I go, he'll be back maybe an hour or two, but he's kind of slow. And the guy's like, okay, well, he's supposed to be here with you, but I'll hold you to it this time. And I'm like, man, the old conscience started weighing on me. And about 45 minutes later, I'm like, I got to get out of here because this is going to catch up to me, But
I'm guilty of that. Dad passed away in 95 and he was still signing in 2000. I had to go back and copy his signature a few times from back on the other side.
Like, is it crazy that you're signing a guy's name that's been retired for that long? But
yeah, that was part of the fun. Yeah.
Part of the fun.
Well, did Chris tell you about him coming down and getting to fish inside the racetrack?
No.
So I got invited to go over and guide inside of the Daytona racetrack, and so we go over there and what was the guy's name that did Bassmasters for so long?
Keith?
He was the
Kevin.
No,
I think he did tell us. I think he did tell us about that.
Chris tell you? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're inside there fishing, and the race cars are going around the track. Man, that was pretty cool.
It wasn't it?
Fishburne.
That's it. You're right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Because Chris is up on the dock talking to Fishburne while I took the people out fishing, and then we come back, and then they let us go back out and fish. So we went out and fished for about 2 hours. Chris got some pictures of him catching fish out there, and then on our way home, back from Daytona, at the time I still lived in Belle Isle, and they'd given us a whole bunch of shiners. And I told him, Chris, I said, there's no use in throwing those shiners back. Let's just pull over and fish. So we pulled over at the St. Johns River. I still don't know where we were at. We found some boat ramp and pulled in there. Went down to the first set of lily pads, and I'm up front flipping, and he's in the back holding on to 2 rods like this. And he goes, wasn't even 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. He goes, you might want to get the net. So what? He goes, you might want to get the net. And the first one was over 10 pounds.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. So I've been here 20 years and haven't been able to do that. And he does it in the first day. So, but Kit Louis the same way. Kit's been down here for 20 years. He's got 3 over 10, and I still haven't gotten 1 over 10. So
my biggest is from Florida, but I almost hate to even tell the story. So my 2 biggest are from Florida. So we used to go to, when Bass was in Celebration in the office there, over the lunch hour, we'd go downtown Celebration, walk around the lake. And one day I'm down there and it's bedding time, and I see one on the bed, but it's kind of out off the bank where I got to actually pitch to it. And, I finally caught her, and she was 9.3. Caught it on my lunch hour from Bass. But then that little pond, there's a little pond by our house. 2 little ponds that I like to go to. You have to go across the bridge, and there's one on the right and one on the left. The one on the left is a little bitty pond, little. Like you can walk around it in probably less than 5 minutes, walk around the pond. But I'm walking around the pond, and I'd caught several 6s and 7s out of the bigger pond. I'm walking around this pond, and it's spawn time. I'm walking, and I see a giant right on the, like in like a foot of water, 2 foot of water max, a foot off the bank. Like I don't even have to cast. Like I'm just dipping my. I don't even let any line out. I'm just dipping it there. She finally eats. I pull her out of the water. 12-3.
Golly.
And I don't have a camera. This is back before smartphones. I don't have a camera. Don't have a scale. So I do have a phone. I call Val. And I'm like, come to the first pond. Bring the scale, bring the camera. And I have no idea where that picture is. No idea. But it was 12-3. I did get a you can get those certificates of over 10 pounds from Bassmaster.
Yep.
I got one of them, a little certificate somewhere. 12-3. But kind of don't. I mean, I didn't even have to make a cast. Like I could have used a caneful.
Yeah.
Eric, I want you to think back to when you were in the Bass Club, Cherryville Bass Club. And I want you to talk to me and tell me a story about, I've just gotten bits and pieces of this, okay? So I'm trying to patch together things. So I want you to tell me the story about Lacine and something about it was colder than hell or something.
Oh my gosh, I got in so much trouble over that. November 11th was AT&T. We had a holiday. So that was the time that I would take the boat down to Lacine, run it around, and then winterize it. Well, I went down there, and I mean, it was just crazy catching them on a crankbait. I probably had 10 or 11 fish over 4 pounds. So I called Dad, and I said, you got to come up here. It's on fire. So he gets up at whatever time it was, and he's over there at daylight, and it's freezing. I took a day off, met him over there, and I think he had Joe Hurst with him.
Okay.
I can't remember who he had with him. We didn't catch a fish all day. Neither boat hooked a fish. He was so mad at me. Is like, you know how much it cost in gas to get here? You know how much time it was like, because it was a Friday. The first day was a Thursday, and the second day was a Friday. And yeah, he was
about like Lacine, if you ask me.
Oh, well, I've done that down here too. Kit and I did it the other day. Kit had 21, I think, on Saturday, and we went back out on Sunday because we got our stuff ready to go down to MLF. And I said, well, let's go out here and we know there's fish here. Let's go out here and do like you talked about a little while ago. Some confidence, build some confidence in some of these baits. Kit caught one fish. I didn't have a bite. We'd caught 60 fish out of that spot the day before. It was like, all right, I don't know what happened to him. So, but I've been very
Duncan.
Yeah, we should have.
Lacine. Y'all remember? You remember Anthony Franca? Danny was in our club for a while. Had a mullet, long hair. He's like younger than me. I worked with him at Pepsi in Manhattan, and he was all fired up about fishing. Joined our club, and our club went to Lacine. And I drew Anthony, and he was a little cocky too. Like our very first club tournament is like in early March or something on Lake Wabaunsee. I'm backtracking because I got to get you the Anthony vibe. So our very first club tournament, Anthony's very first tournament on Lake Wabaunsee, and that club fished as a team, buddy deal, and a bunch of older guys. They had a newsletter and all that stuff, and back in the day when your club did newsletters and took pictures, nice write up. We show up and it's cold, man. It's cold. The fish, like the water temperature had to have been in the 30s or 40s. It was early spring. We show up at the ramp, and Anthony walks up to these old guys that have been in the club forever, hands them the money and says, "Here, hold this for us for a bit." And I'm just like, seriously? And they're just looking at us like, because, we're young. We're in our 20s, late 20s. He's like, "Here, hold this for us for a little while." Well, we go out, and I'm like, it's so cold. We're just going to go to the dam on the rocks, and we're going to just go up and down it and up and down it. We're going to throw a red crankbait, slow until, we get bit. It ain't going to take much. Well, we don't catch a limit, but we catch 3 good ones, like 4 and 5 pounders. And we win, like we smoked them. Like I'm not even sure anybody had a tournament, had a fish. And so they give us their money back, they pay us, but they're pissed. They are pissed. The next newsletter comes out. There ain't a damn thing in it about who won the tournament. No pictures, nothing. Kind of reminded me of like your tournament that I fished with you down there. But the Salina, so then Anthony joins the Salina Club, and the Salina Club goes to Lacine. Well, I draw Anthony, and so we put in, and I start right there by the ramp, and there's a big old lay down right there by the ramp, and I missed a fish on it, and right off the bat. And we go elsewhere and we fish all day, catch a few fish. I don't have any good ones, but we catch a few fish. It's like 2:30. I'm like, let's go back to that tree. We'll fish it and see if I can get bit, see if I can catch that fish. So I go up there, I nose in, like I'm backboating the crap out of him. Like I had to fish it right, but I'm like nosed in on this lay down, and I pitched down one side of the tree with my jig, and next thing I know, here comes the jig right by my friggin' head, over my shoulder to the other side of the tree. And it no sooner hits the water, thumps his. He sets the hook, gets it in, 6 pounds, 8 ounces. Like, I think that was the only fish he caught. And if I'd have caught the fish, I'd have won easily. And I was pissed. Like we didn't speak all the way home. And he like didn't understand. I'm like, dude, you don't do that. Let me fish it. I would have eventually turned the boat, and then you throw in there if I don't catch it. But I missed him earlier, A, so I was going back for that fish, and B, you just don't throw it over a guy's shoulder. But that was Anthony. Lacine. My other Lacine story was I fished a father like son. Remember that trail?
Mm-hmm.
Fished like father like son. Fished it with Brett, and he was like 10. And Lacine had an 18-inch limit on it.
Yep.
18.
Yep.
And so I go and I catch a little skinny thing, a keeper, put him in the box, and we go like all day. And then we're fishing down kind of some riprap over by the plant over there, and Brett he just had like a Zebco, whatever. He threw a worm out there, hooks a fish. It's a keeper, 18 inches. We take it in, we win with 2 fish, his fish and my fish, and we win. That was a fun day, even though we didn't catch very many fish.
Lacine was like that.
Mm-hmm.
It had lots of fish in it, but it was still tough.
Yeah.
I got one more funny story for you from Big Hill, and then I'm sure you guys have had enough. But Dad calls me one time and he said, "You got to come over here." And I said, "What's up?" And he said, "Just come over here." And I said, "All right." And so I was working in Parsons at the time for AT&T, and I just got the company car and take off and told the guy, I said, "I'm taking some parts to Coffeyville. I'll be back in a little bit." And so went over and parked at the boat ramp there at Big Hill and got in the boat with Dad. And we go across the lake there a little ways, and he stops and sets his coffee down, lights his cigarette, and he's sitting there talking, not casting. And I said, "Are we talking about you being sick, or are we talking about what's going on?" He hadn't been sick yet. This is way before he got sick. And I said, what's going on?" He goes, "No, nothing. Don't worry about it." I said, "Well, are we here to talk about something, or what's going on?" No, don't worry about it. Pretty soon he sets his coffee down and picks up his rod, and as he casts, as the lure hits the water, the schooling fish come up. We sat there for an hour and a half catching schooling fish, just one right after another. Pretty soon he turns around, sets his rod down. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Oh, they're done." And sure enough, we never caught another fish after that. But
That's crazy. That's crazy you bring that up, the schooling fish thing, because I can remember as a kid, young, we'd fish from the riprap right there at the boat ramp a lot, even after dark, and you could hear them out there just busting shad like crazy.
yeah.
Some schools were largemouth, some were white bass, this and that. Honestly, Eric, you don't see that a whole lot anymore.
No, and we when the first few years that I was down here, we saw it a lot on Conway, and I haven't seen it in 2 or 3 years down here on Lake Conway.
I wonder what changes that.
I think a lot of it has to do with I think the shad aren't out there as much, because we've changed our lures and they look like it's a longer skinny fish, and I don't it's clear almost. And I don't know what it's called, but it's not a shad. It's just and there's thousands or millions of them, and they're about the same length as a speed worm, and they're just a clear fish. But they don't go up and school those like they did the shad.
Yeah. I mean, as far as Big Hill is concerned, it's still an extremely healthy fishery.
It is.
I mean, it takes honestly, I think it takes about the same weight as it always has. Typically, I mean, the summertime,
Takes 19 or 21 on Frank Stong Memorial Day.
Pretty much.
That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty standard.
The last
2 years anyway.
The year before that one, the year before John and Moody won, or 2 years before the year before John and Moody won, I had a big bass of a 6 something, and we had 19, almost 20, and won it. Me and Mac Hale. I mean, it's always good.
Yeah,
it's always
the one thing that I've always been so proud of that tournament that you guys put on and everything was how many years in a row that somebody from Cherryville Club won it. It's just been amazing.
We're kind of proud of it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's some really, really good fishermen out there. I mean, really.
How many years is it? Who won it? Who's won it that wasn't in the Cherryville Club? Jeff Nolte, didn't he win?
Well, they had an off year where they went to another lake, and
well, that don't count.
I think that may be the only year it got won by somebody.
You know what? I should have. Me and Bo Bernine should have won that tournament. I watched Bo lose 3 4-pounders. And it didn't take that much to win it.
It's been fun to watch.
Jeff Nolte won, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did he?
At Big Hill. Then at Big Hill, though, I think.
Yeah.
But one year you guys had it at Melford or somewhere, Melbourne or something.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
I think me and Mac won the second annual Stong event.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's won a couple. You've won a couple. I've won a couple. That's 6 right there.
I was gonna say that's a bunch of them.
So I'll give you the story of the first one in a real summed up version, bud. It was May, and there were fish wanting to mate. Like they were wanting to bust out the old ugly stick, if you know what I'm saying. And there were just like little small schools of just little small spots that had like 4 or 5 fish on them, kind of deals. We run around, me and Mac, we run around that day, and we caught them, but we only had like 14 pounds or something. And I'd seen Failer and Sonny Sprague earlier in the day, and we knew they had a pretty decent little bag because Sonny was smiling. And he was smiling big. He was ear to ear. Which Sun Man always smiles a lot.
Yeah.
I told Mac, I said, do you want to win or do you want to just go to weigh in? He said, boy, by God, I think I want to win this thing. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been holding out on you. And I got one spot. If you get bit here, it's going to be a giant. And we no sooner pulled around this little main lake spot, and it's kind of close to a campsite. And I'll be dadgummed if there's not a gal laid out in a sun chair sunning and her kids are swimming in the water going. I said, come on, you got to be kidding me. And I don't know, she heard me or whatever. I wasn't that loud, but I was like, dadgummit. And I'd shut the motor off because I was going to ask Mac where else he wanted to go before he went to weigh in. And the gal goes, hey, she goes, you're not going to fish real close to the bank. If you just want to cast, go ahead. We'll watch you. I said, are you sure? She said, I'm positive. I said, I promise you, I just want to fish this one little bitty rock, offshore point thing. And I said, I promise we won't cast anywhere close to your kids. Mac pulls out a Texas rig full-size brush hog, and I mean just before I could even get a bait in the water, and it literally hits the water. I don't know, maybe the fish was suspended or whatever. He just, and he's like, net. And the woman stood up out of her sun chair in a 2-piece bikini, which was outstanding. And she's freaking out. The kids are clapping and cheering. And I'm in complete shock. And literally 4 or 5 minutes, the whistle was blowing at the boat ramp.
Wow.
And it was the most fun team tournament I'd had.
Yeah.
Thus far. And something that is so cool about the Stong tournament, other than what it's all about, is it's the most competitive tournament on the lake every year. It doesn't matter what we're fishing for. We know what we're fishing for, right?
Right.
And it does matter what we're fishing for. We all know we're not winning any money. That nobody cares about that. But for some reason or another, it's the most competitive team tournament on the lake, and I love it.
And for the whole year. I mean, that's what's is impressive is that, I mean, this last one, there was like 33 boats or 37 boats. And I mean, how many other tournaments do you have? I mean, we don't even have them down here like that, Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we do have some of the bigger ones. I mean, there's the MLFs and stuff like that, but there's so many clubs down here that they have 6 boats, 7 boats in it and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's just one of them deals. It's something I look forward to. I know everybody around here looks forward to it every year. And I know that last meeting that we were at, Danny, you guys were talking about. I get a kick out of asking Brad Van Riet. I get a kick out of asking him. So thus far, how much money has the Stong event raised for scholarships? Because I get a kick out of listening to him talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he actually kind of had a Freudian slip when you asked him last time. He wasn't including last year's totals. We're approaching $30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right on the. We're there.
Wow.
We're gonna get there this year. So
That's just so amazing.
yep. Yeah, you need to hop on that airplane that you sold to whoever.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I drive back now. It's takes 21 hours, but I drive back.
Well, hopefully you're far enough south. You're not getting 40-mile-an-hour winds out of the north and a 35 or 40-degree temperature drop right now.
Oh no, not right now. But we're supposed to get it in 3 days, 3 or 4 days. We usually get your weather about 3 days after.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can do without it.
Yep.
We got a couple comments how much people like the Stong event. It's the Bassmaster Classic of bass clubs, bud. That's the easiest way to put it.
I got one other funny story for you. Dad was the tournament director, and it's the first year he's being tournament director. And they had the tournament on Hillsdale. And he comes up there with his truck, his van. He had the van. And I had the boat, so I was going to, he didn't have to bring the boat with him, so we used my boat. But he pulls up there and starts the meeting, and I said, he just opens the van and he puts this board out there. And I said, Dad, you got to do the talking and the drawing and all that stuff. And he goes, well, they can't read? I said, well, yeah, they can read. He goes, well, here's the board. Tournament starts in 15 minutes. Find your place and get going. That was it. Dad, that's not much of a pre-tournament meeting. And he goes, well, they all know how to fish. They all know how to go. And 15 minutes later, he had all of them gone.
That's awesome.
So I got one other funny one for you. Is that hope these are funny, but anyways. So John's running the tournaments after Dad passes away, and we got the last tournament of the years on Hillsdale. And Steve Grigsby was nice enough to come and fish with me that year because Dad had been sick, and we'd fished Truman and stuff. Well, the last one was on Hillsdale after Dad had passed away, and I had went and got a new Ranger, and we had been going down these hedgerows and was doing pretty good catching fish. Well, I got on to Steve about getting the boat too close to the hedgerows, about getting scratched. Well, I caught one about 3 or 4 pounds, and I'm putting in the live well, turn around, and this boat's going straight through the hedgerows. I said, what are you doing? And he goes, well, you don't have to worry about it being scratched anymore. We can go to fishing. Okay, well, they went the brand new boat.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Well, that's a Steve story for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of stuff Steve would have pulled.
Well, we talk about it every year, but we need to make it happen. Last year about this time, or maybe a little bit before this time, we had Bobby Lane on, and he was talking about his high school tournament and all that, and how they can always use boaters. And we said we might have to make a road trip down there. Of course, that didn't happen, but we might have to make a road trip down there next winter. And
well, now that we got Kit down here, he's got a house and I've got a house. We got room enough for you guys to get on down here and play because because there it's just like you said, I'm 30 minutes to a whole bunch of boat ramps. Bobby Lane's event is a little far away, but it's still something that we could go do pretty easy. And he would really make a big deal out of 4 or 5 boats coming from Kansas and
Yeah.
volunteering for him. He'd make a huge deal out of that. Plus,
Yeah.
the guy gets a tremendous amount of giveaways.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just like a boatload of stuff that everybody gets to take. All the captains, they call them captains down here. All the captains that take the kids out just gets a boatload of stuff for them. So,
ain't it crazy? Us bass fishermen are really good dudes.
there's a lot of people that's
wild.
Yep. There's a lot of people that's helped me get to where I'm at and helped everybody. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep. We should do it. If we could get everybody to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel page, it could help us pay for gas down there.
We'll take you with us.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff. My buddy was here for the boat show last week, and he showed me a bunch of stuff. And I started posting and doing what he said to do, and I've made $20 in a week on my Facebook page. Not even on YouTube, on Facebook.
Good for you. Well, the big thing down here is TikTok. I don't know if it is up there too, but because we've got so many ponds that the people can go around to. I mean, I'm gonna guess there's probably 50 or so that's doing the TikTok shows.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that's going on. They're making money.
All right. So we got Chris, we got Richard, we got Kyle. He's gonna go. Aren't you, Kyle? And me.
I'm in
for the Bobby Lane. It's usually in December, I think.
I'll have to look it up. I'm not sure when it is.
I think it's in December, or at least
yeah, because I think that's when he's done with a lot of his events. I think you're right. I think it's November or December.
Yeah.
It's still good fishing. I mean, because they start spawning down here in November. They'll spawn all the way through till April, May. Well, you got to be like Dad. Dad, one year when he came down to Okeechobee, he chained an extra axle to his trailer.
Are we making cocktails?
Yeah.
Are you making cocktails?
I won them at the basketball game because they had a shoe, and I betted.
Sorry to interrupt.
$2.
That's all right.
And I made both of them, and so I got 2 giants of them.
What basketball game?
This one and
like the high school basketball game? Like at halftime, you went and shot?
Yeah.
For a contest?
Whoever said that, they're spot on.
Spot on.
Whoever said that.
So high school halftime, there was a contest, and if you made it, you got the 2 liters.
Yeah.
And how many did you have to make?
Whatever you want.
So how did you get 2?
Because I made it in the basket twice.
You made it twice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
How far back were you? 3-point line?
This is where you're supposed to lie a little bit.
Half court.
Just embellish just a little bit.
Half court, free throw.
Half court.
Oh, nice.
I threw it with this arm. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, now they know you're kidding.
Yeah. I made it from not even the 3-point line.
No, that's fine. You still made it.
Right.
Achievement.
Huh?
Yeah.
I got
Awesome.
these.
Good job.
On the pop. You got way too much for Valentine's Day, and now apparently we have more. So.
I signed up. Okay, so here's the thing. I tried this shot for $2. I didn't make any because they didn't know where I was supposed to make it from. So I betted $10. Don't worry, I got the money back. I got $4 back.
Oh, that's a perfect bet then.
And
So $8 it cost you for them two
I
liters.
betted 10.
All right.
Yeah. So $6. It cost us $6.
Nice.
Well,
$4.
no, I got a 5.
Yeah, you got $6 sitting there, and you said you paid 10, so it cost us $4.
$4. So $2 a 2 liter. That's not bad.
That's a bargain.
It wasn't a waste of money, at least.
There you go.
Good thing.
That is an old friend. His name's Eric, and he
Hey,
lives
that
in
looks
Florida.
like Papa.
And the race car.
No, that guy.
Yeah, and the white jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Papa?
No, that's might be his papa.
That's my dad. That's
Oh.
me in the race car.
Did
Yep.
you used to drive race cars back in the
No, he wouldn't let me drive them. No,
Aw.
that was his car.
day?
But I was about your size when I took that picture. They took that picture, yeah.
Ask him how fast that car went in a quarter.
How fast did that car go in a quarter?
I don't know because it was in the they raced at Caney at the dirt track.
Oh,
That was
okay.
a dirt car. Yeah.
And just Caney, or to go to Humboldt too?
Dewey. We never did go to Humboldt. We went to Caney on, what was it? Dewey, I think, was Friday nights and Caney was Saturday nights.
Humboldt may have not been there.
I don't know that it was. I don't know because I don't remember how the other racetracks. Yep. But when I turned 12, I wanted to drive, and he wouldn't let me, so never got
This one
to.
wants to. Max, this is Max, Eric.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He wants to drive, and he's 7.
That's all right.
Get him in there.
I
We've
can
got
reach
a.
hold on. I can reach the pedals.
That's all you need.
We're staring at an old Jeep right now in the shop, and he thinks he's going to drive that to high school. So I got pressure to get it done before he gets driving.
Well, you'll get her done.
You got no, how about whenever I'm 17?
That works. 10 years. That's fine. It
No,
might take me
actually-
that long. It might take me that
Yeah.
long.
Let's do 17.
Hey, Max,
17.
your dad's friend, Chris Jeffrey,
Mm-hmm.
he wants you to shake that pop-up and have your dad open it.
Yeah, you're funny. No. If somebody told us to jump off a bridge, by gosh, we're not.
I would if there's water at the bottom. You're in
Can't take them anywhere.
show.
You need to bring him down here. We got all kinds of race tracks for that size of guys. I mean, lots of them.
Well, we're looking for somewhere to go on a vacation this spring. So
Can
summer.
No, I'm staying gone.
Come on down. We got plenty to do.
I'll come down this summer.
Okay. I think you could do alligator wrestling by then.
Oh yeah, perfect.
He's not far from Disney either.
They duct tape chicken wings to your arms.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To lure 'em in.
Universal.
Yep. Not very far. 20,
How old
25
do I
minutes,
have to
both
be?
of them.
You're old enough now.
7 3/4.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, if it's a big one, yeah. But if it's a tiny one, no.
I don't know. The little 3-footers and 4-footers are faster than the big ones.
Oh,
Yeah, they are.
They're scary.
I want fast ones.
They are fast.
Well, I'm assuming, Max, that your mom brought you home from the basketball game for a reason. So I'm gonna
I already ate.
have
already ate dinner.
I'm gonna have you tell these guys good talking to you, and I'm going to take you back inside. We're going to check on our little dog real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Oh,
Okay?
hopefully she's still alive.
We hope so.
Yeah,
That would be
prayed
good.
to God. I prayed to God last night, and He accepted my prayer.
Yeah, we're worried.
So-
We're worried about our little house dog. We're not doing the best, but we're limping along at this point, and she's hanging in there.
That's never good.
So 15 years, got a little 4.5, 5 pound Shih Tzu, and taking her day by day at this point. So
Yeah.
I'll be right back, fellas. Eric, if you're gone before I get back here in 5 seconds, they need to keep you entertained for just a little bit longer.
Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't want to wear out my welcome. I do appreciate everything that you guys have done, especially keeping the Frank Stong thing going. That's been very, very impressive. It's way better than anything they've been able to do down here for 20 years. So it's very nice of you guys.
I think everybody enjoys doing it. Everybody enjoys participating, and
Well, and like Danny said, I mean, you've raised over $30,000. I mean, that's just very impressive. I don't care who you are. That's
Yep.
really good. Just like you said, it just shows the heart of some of these guys that's got it. So
yeah.
makes it all happen.
And guys,
Well, Danny,
come
you
from-
haven't got to say a word in edgewise. You
Oh.
you don't have one story to tease me about, because I know that
Some of the ones I remember, I can't tell.
oh, I know. That's funny. I had a car accident on the way home from that.
Yes.
Yeah. And they wanted to check me out. I said, no, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm good. You don't have to pull up my shirt. You don't have to. No, I'm all right.
I'll explain that when we're
Yeah.
off here.
Yeah. Well, somebody might have been partaking in an adult beverage when that happened.
There's a good chance of that too.
And it ended up in the back seat in the cup holder upside down.
Oh no.
So the police officer come over to me, and he got right in my face and goes, how much you been drinking? I said, I didn't drink any, because I just had this funny feeling from the time I got up that morning. I just had that, that crazy feeling. And I told Jeff when we took off that day, I said, well, we're going to run down to the other end of the lake. But I said, the way this luck is running, I said, we'll probably blow the engine on this thing or something. I said, I don't know what's going on. We made it all the way home and was headed down the hill to that last stoplight. And Jeff goes, oh, you're just crazy. There's nothing going on.
Boom.
Yep. Lady runs a red light, destroys the truck.
Oh my.
The airbags went off, and we're both looking at each other going, are we on fire? No, I think that's just the shotgun shells out of the airbags. Yeah. Let's get it. I couldn't get out of the truck on my side. We had to go out on his side. It was pretty funny. Yeah, I've had some funny stories.
Good night. That was what, 2004? 3?
3, yeah, because I had a Stratos, so it was either 2001, 1 or 3. Because they had to come get Steve Grigsby came and got the boat, and they took the truck away on a wrecker, and he took it up to Smithville, and they put a new trailer under it and got it back. Yeah. Because that was the
Man,
first year you guys ran the Calcutta or something like that, and we didn't even know what we were getting into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was on Grand Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate to even tell you this, but because it was during the summer, we had to limit it to 4 fish.
Mhm.
That's the only reason we won. And the other only reason we won was I had gotten a backlash. I cast it out the other side of the boat. He caught a 6-6 as I'm cleaning out the Jeff never let me forget about that one.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I forgot about that accident.
Oh yeah. Yeah, all the way home I was sweating bullets because I don't know why. I just had that funny feeling. We literally was the last stoplight before the house. Jeff got out and he didn't, nothing bothered him. He was, I don't think anything ever bothered him. He was pretty funny. So he said, I'm gonna get a drink before we go, because we pulled over to get gas there at Grand Lake on the way home. And I said, man, don't be doing that. No, we're fine. We're fine.
Either one of you been in an accident with pulling a boat?
What's that?
I was asking Danny and Kyle if they've been in an accident pulling a boat.
No.
Thankfully, not yet.
Because I have. You remember mine?
No, what happened?
My truck was totaled. Remember, it was probably 21. I think it was 21. I was on my way to a tournament at Logan Martin.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Luckily, I hadn't. It was like probably 4:30 in the morning because it was summer and it got light pretty early. I think we were going to take off at 6, so it took me about an hour to get there. So it's about 4:30 in the morning, and I just turned onto I hadn't got on the highway yet. I was just going up the hill right before you get on the highway there in our little town. And I'm going up the road. Luckily, I'm only going about 35 or 40. And this truck starts coming down the hill, and he's just coming over and over and over. And I couldn't, I didn't have anywhere to go. Like if I had tried to swerve off the road, there was a big embankment. So that would have been worse. I didn't know, and he freaking swerved at the last minute and he hit me head on. And his truck hit me on the corner, head on corner, and spun around twice and and ended up right behind the boat.
The truck ended up behind the boat.
Yeah. Totaled his truck, totaled my truck. So I'm like sitting in the truck and I get on the phone, call 911. I'm like, a guy just hit me head on. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, let me get out and see if he's okay. I get out. I'm walking back to his truck and he takes off running. Mexican guy. I'm like, oh, he's running. I'm like, we got a runner. She's like, he's running? I'm like, yep. Keep an eye on him. See if you can keep an eye on him. And I watch him. And he runs down and then he runs back up the hill by this strip mall. And in this strip mall, there's a Mexican, like taqueria or whatever you call them. Whatever. And there's still a bunch of cars there. So I think he came out of there. And he's in there. The cops come. I'm like, he ran up that way somewhere. I don't know if he went in there or not, but he ran by them, in front of them cars and up that way. And so they're doing all that they have to do. And one guy radios down. And he wants to know if you can identify him if you see him. I said, oh yeah, I can identify him. So they take me up the hill in their car, and they got this guy handcuffed, and he's standing out in front of the taqueria, and he's pissed his pants. He's bleeding. He's drunk, and I'm like, that's him.
Huh.
And then so 3 or 4 months later, right before the court date, he got deported. So,
Wow.
but totaled my truck. I had a Dodge, little short bed single cab truck, and totaled that. That's what I got. That's when I got this one. Did about $5,000 damage to the boat. You know, busted off the eye. You know, the winch eye, because it jammed up in there. But that was it. Could have been a lot worse.
Yes, it could have.
Eric, I got somebody that we know extremely well saying best memory of you and your dad was Lacine Club event, woke up tons of snow. I don't know if that's a question or a comment, but that's one of them. Do you offer a senior discount? Because he and I are almost 65. Just saying. And then I don't know if he wants me to comment, but he typed it, so I'm reading it. I'm just reading it. You don't have to comment either. The hot dog story at Skiatook is funny, but may not be suitable for the podcast.
I don't remember the hot dog story Sky took. I got
what
a
I'd
hot
say
dog
too.
I got a hot dog story at Grand Lake, but I don't have one at Sky took.
Well, he may have his
Yeah.
arrows crossed. He is almost 65. He admitted he's wanting a senior discount. So
Who is it? I can't see the notes.
Terry.
Oh, Terry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Terry will have to tell the Sky took one. I don't have that one.
There's 2 hot dog stories. That's
Yes. Yes. I don't know if I could. I'll clean this one up, but Dad loved staying at Grand Lake, and they had the all you could eat at on Honey Creek. The all you could eat. Remember that?
The seafood.
Oh my
Seafood.
seafood, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he would go over there, and then every morning he'd wake up making Buicks. He'd be throwing up, but he went over there and ate and ate and ate and ate. Well, Joe gets up and is cooking us breakfast, and Joe was a fantastic cook and a big guy, great big guy. He had to use ambassador reels because his thumb was so big he couldn't use anything else to cast with, so he was huge. That's part of the story here. And so he's cooking and he's warming up this hot dog with the eggs and the bacon and all this stuff. And I go, what are you doing? He said, you'll see. Dad's over there sound asleep in the middle bedroom. Joe takes that hot dog over there and starts smacking his face with it. Dad wakes up. Well, something else is hanging out too. So Dad starts throwing up like crazy. He thought he'd get smacked around by something else, not the hot dog. So yeah, there were some ornery guys. There's some great stories. One day we were down at Grand Lake and staying at the trailer, and Joe had come down, and Dad and him and they went out and had a few drinks and everything, come out, and we're driving down the road, and Joe's Riviera is sitting on the side of the road with the door open running. We couldn't figure out what in the world happened. We pulled over and got up there, and it's just sitting there idling. Air conditioner on, door open, on the side of the road. The policeman pulled up there and goes, "We took him to jail." I was like, "You just left the car running." Grove, Oklahoma policemen, they were not kind. So, I got in the car and drove it back to the trailer, and Dad went to the police station and picked him up so we could fish the next day.
Did he fish around Grand Lake with a hookless jig?
The Harry Berry. Dad fished with this thing called the Harry Berry, and it was, and he always had it tied on when he came in. He never wanted to show anybody that he was using whatever it was, wiggle warts or spinner baits or whatever. He'd put the Harry Berry on and tell him that he caught the fish with it. Some of the things we used to do, I mean, it was.
Yeah, it's all in good times, right?
Oh, it was. It was. We had so much fun.
Terry said, yes, it was grand. He missed.
Oh.
He typed the wrong.
Well, we did some things that Scott took too, but like Danny said, some of them they can't keep going. So. Dad had that store. You guys, I apologize, man. I could do this all night. I'm sorry. Dad had that store, and so we the Cherryville Club had a championship, and so you went to the store at 5 a.m, and they drew out a hat of where the championship was. And I don't remember where we were going, but it was somewhere, because at that time Big Hill had not been built yet, and so I think we were going to Stockton, or I don't remember where it was. It wasn't very far away, whatever it was. But we were all in line going, and we went to some part of the road where we had to turn right. And I'm driving, and Dad goes, I'm gonna moon these guys as they turn. It's like, what? He goes, yeah, I'm gonna moon these guys and turn around and look, and everybody that was in the passenger seat was mooning the other guys. All 9 boats. There was 9 of us going. It was like, are you kidding me? Thank God I was driving. That wasn't me. So we went over to Bass Pro one day, and I'm sorry guys, I keep going. We went to Bass Pro one day, and we had our family was in there, and I was the only one that didn't smoke. And so a highway patrolman pulled us over, and I said, "What? I wasn't speeding. There wasn't anything. You remember those windows on the side, and they had the little slider on the bottom?" Well, he pulled us over because there was so much smoke going out there. He thought the car was on fire. No, we had so much fun then.
Those were the days.
Oh, they were. They were. We went out to Western Kansas one time to go out there, go pheasant hunting, and the girls went with us, and we'd gotten about halfway out there, and Dawn decided she wanted to drive. Well, Dawn wasn't 15 at the time, and we get out by Hill City, and the highway patrolman is sitting there in the middle of the road, and we pull up there, and it was because of the snow and ice and everything, and he was just warning people that it was getting bad as we were getting closer to Hill City. He turns around and he goes, "How old are you to drive?" She goes, "Oh, I'm 17. She wasn't even close. Okay, let us go.
Oh my.
She was the driver out of the group. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell that I led a sheltered life, didn't I?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. Well, you guys need to come down here and fish because it's a little bit different than up there because they are definitely a when they say Florida strain versus regular strain, it's a different world, and that's why when you asked earlier about the guys fishing and if you notice, I mean, there's some of them that are really really good that don't finish in the top 10 down here because they're just going right past them or right over them, versus slowing down and getting around them. So, and I've been lucky to have fished probably 25 or 30 of the lakes down here, and got to see all the different kinds. There is some of them down here that have trees in them that you got to watch.
That'd be
Rodman does, Russo, some of them like that you got to pay attention to, but most of them don't have. The only thing you got to watch out for is Okeechobee has the shoals. It has, but it's got canals and it's got pathways in the grass that you can run. So you'll see that on videos where the guys are running down those pathways. So
yeah,
it's a
that's
lot of
pretty
fun.
crazy watching those videos.
Yeah, and some of them, and one of the areas that Dad liked to fish was Half Moon Bay, and or no, Moonshine Bay, and it's got a long run on it. It's like 2 miles that you got to run down through to get into the back of it.
I'm surprised there's not more boat wrecks with the tall grass and being so narrow and not being able to see, the little bends and whatever,
I agree with you 100%. There have been times when it's like, I really don't want to be going through this. This. We've had a lot of close calls, but we've had a lot of bad wrecks in the last 2 years. A lot of bad wrecks. So they've had even one here on Apopka where the guy parked the boat on top of the other guy's boat.
Yeah. I mean, I guess your best defense in that instance is probably just peel her off into the grass, ain't it? Try to get out of the road.
Yeah. I mean, but the problem is that if you do that, you're stuck because you can't get back out of that grass. So that's why they just, I mean, each one of them have their own egos and they just keep going. So, they smack every once quite a bit. So
I think they'd be sending an airboat in after me.
Yeah, that's how they get them back off the grass. They put 2 or 3 airboats together and pull them back off. Pretty amazing.
Well, Eric, it's probably getting late for you down there in Paradise, huh?
That's not bad, but yep. All right, well, guys, I appreciate everything that you guys, like I said, have done for me and for my dad and family and everything, and hopefully the stories weren't too boring. So that's
there's no way.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sure liked having those honey hole bait and tackle stores. He had 2 of them, and he was so proud of those. He was very. They were a lot of fun to run too. So,
somebody has left a mark on Cherryville because it you guys and the Stongs, you don't go an entire season without hearing the name.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But it takes everybody. I mean, you got everybody that puts that tournament on. I mean, you guys keep it going. I mean, John got it going years ago, and it's just kept rolling. So it's like one big snowball. So it's been great that it's happened. But yeah, there was always something funny when he was doing something. He was the Dean Martin of the world, that's for sure.
Yeah, he was.
So you got big tournaments. You're going to compete in some more tournaments this year before you get off?
Kit talked me into doing the MLF, so I'm sitting in 7th in points on Toyota co-angler side. So our next one's coming up in 2 weeks. So he's going to come down next week, and we're going to spend out 3 or 4 days down there. It's about an hour drive to get there and back. And I've done a lot of fishing on it, on Toho, Cypress, Hatchinall, and Kissimmee. So it's about 62 miles long between locks, and so a lot of area that you can cover, lot of area that you fish. It changes yearly because of what they do with the getting rid of the grass. So this year the top half of Toho is doesn't have grass in it, and the bottom half does. For years the bottom half had it or didn't have it, and the top half did have it. But anyways, it's changed up. But I've got that one, and then just a couple other littler tournaments, but that's the one I'm shooting for. And then the third one will be on Lake Seminole, which is on the border of Florida and Georgia, and it's a big. It is very big. It's kind of like a Truman type lake where it's real long tributaries in it, both directions, and a lot of trees. I've been over there about 10 times, and I hate to say it, I that one scares me
Yep.
because it's got poles that you got to run in between, and you just hope there's no trees in between those poles.
Mhm.
They've got it marked, but it's kind of like Sante Cooper. I ran a tournament. I fished a tournament up there and ran the poles for miles without hitting anything. So, well, thanks again, guys. If anything I can do for you, be sure come on down. Bring the kids. Like John said, I'm 30 minutes, 45 minutes to Disney and Universal, and of course they got a lot of shuttle or not shuttle launches. What are rocket launches going off right now because of that guy? So.
Eric, it was great talking to you, buddy, and I appreciate
Yep.
you coming on, and best of luck, and be careful, man.
Well, thanks for the invite, and I hope I get to see you guys soon.
Yep. We'll have you on again sometime.
All right. Take care, guys.
Anytime.
All right.
Anytime. The stories are funnier if you know the uncensored version.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've heard both.
That
I knew the hot dog story, but I wanted him to tell it.
was excellent. How do we top that? I don't know how we top that. I don't think we do. I think we just keep going.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We don't.
I mean, you gotta have a legend on once in a while, you know.
Yep. I do want to get down there. I think we need to seriously think about planning a trip down there.
While you guys were talking about Bobby Lane, I looked it up, and it's
Mhm.
normally the first weekend of December.
We need to plan that. Great time to go. Cold up here.
Nothing going on up here.
Nice down there. Yep. We need to get us a caravan going down there.
I don't see how you don't hit the brakes about 4 different times on the way down, but boy, I'd have a hard time hitting not stopping in a couple, 2 to 3 different places to fish before I got there, but
We can do that too.
it'll be fine.
Well, and to eat.
Yes, that's extremely important.
We would have to go through. We got to go through Jasper, Alabama.
It's a little bit out of the way on the way to Florida.
In the big picture, it's not. I got to have another steak sandwich.
Can you just tell me how they cook it? I'll just prepare it for you, and you could drive to my house and be a lot closer.
Yeah, I was thinking more like
That thing must have been
Louisiana,
Also,
Like-
Louisiana.
like West Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm down.
With the crawdads or what? Or fishing?
Crawdads or shrimp, whatever's in season.
I'll take. Yeah, I'm not picky either.
They have pop-up boil stands, Kiki. That's what it's. I mean, that's really what it is. It's like you pull up to the corner, and there's a bunch of picnic tables
Mm-hmm.
and a junk tin roof, and it's a seasonal boil stand.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And it's good too, ain't it?
It's outstanding.
Yep.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Dang, now I'm hungry again.
I'm hungry and I haven't ate dinner.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten either. I'm ready to get me some.
Who we got next week?
Jacob Walker.
Jacob Walker. Outstanding.
Jacob Walker. Finished second at Gunnersville to Drew Gill. Good dude. I think he's pretty far up there in the tournament today. Did y'all see the 36-pound bag on the Bassmaster Open?
Yes.
Who's leading it? I did not see it.
Some Harris guy.
I didn't remember the name.
36 pounds on Big Sam, huh?
He had 36.15.
11-14.
Yeah, had an 11.14.
Nice. That's awesome.
So like
Riley Harris.
like 20 guys after him.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You're blowing me up. 36 pounds and 5.
36.15. Yes.
Almost 37 and okay, let's just say 37 and 5 and had 11 what for one fish?
11.14.
So he had a 12 and one fish. That's still a bag and 4.
I mean, 37th place is 20 pounds and 8 ounces.
Goodness, they freaking barrel rolled him.
So like 20 guys after this guy weighed in. I just happened to turn it on right when he weighed in. And I'm like,
Wowee.
so like
10 foot low or something.
I don't know. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Low.
So like 20 guys after him, this cat comes in and I don't remember what he had, but he had a 10.7.
Dadgum.
You imagine weighing in a 10.7 and it's not big bass? Oh, wait, I can beat it. Because about 30 guys after him, guy comes in, he's got another 11. Now you've weighed in an 11-pounder and you don't have big bass.
Wonder if that was the I wonder if that'll even be big bass of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking at Bass Track. Of course, these are estimates, but I'm looking at Bass Track. Pake South had a 10-pounder. The next guy behind him, Ryland Hamlin, had an 11.
The Pake South dude's a Elite Series pro, right?
Bunch of elite guys fishing.
I thought it was so. I've never met this Pake South. Didn't know who he was. I thought it was Poke South. And so I assumed he was because he was doing well with the scope down on Lake Martin. I assumed he was Japanese. Poke South.
That's funny.
And then I saw him weigh in. I'm like, well, he's not Japanese. He's just a regular old guy. His name's Pake.
That's crazy how good they caught him because, the old hometown guy, Jeremy Lawyer. I follow him pretty close on social, and this is the start of his Bassmaster Open season. He's trying to qualify for the elites, and he said he was gonna go out and dabble in the offshore abyss because the lake was so low, and he said there wasn't a whole lot of stuff up shallow to throw at. So,
Well,
I mean, I guess if you find them and you find them, I've never been on Rayburn. I know I've been over it, and it was from the bridge that we crossed over. It was crazy looking, but I guess I need to pay closer attention because I saw you was messaging about the weights, Danny, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a clue what you were even talking about. I didn't realize that was what you were talking about. So
All good. We ran over a little bit tonight. Everybody got their money's worth, but that's okay.
Chris Johnson's in 56th place, by the way.
Good for him. That's good.
He's leading our hometown crew.
200 and some boats. That's damn good.
Brock's in 74th, and Brandon and Brad are 140 and 178. So they're not doing so well. But before we get off, I'm not going to forget this time my scripture from today. And so I sent you guys that devotional that I started yesterday, and it's very good. So you guys should do it if you haven't started it. But this was from it as well, and this is the devotional today talked about this guy Adam Brown. Do you know who that is? Have you heard that name?
Nope.
Apparently he's got a book. They wrote a book about him. He's no longer with us. He was one of the SEAL Team 6 guys.
Okay.
But he was a drug addict, a criminal, just not a good person. Went to prison, and in prison, he was meeting with the pastor, the chaplain, or whatever. And after several meetings, one of the scriptures that he held on to was Philippians 4:13, which is a very famous scripture.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When he was a SEAL, so he got out of prison, changed his life, got out of prison. No way this guy should have ever qualified to even be allowed into attempt being a SEAL. A bunch of people had to write reference letters for him, and some people had to talk the military into letting him in and try. Well, he became he got in and became a SEAL. Well, let me back up. He got in, and during training, he was hit in the eye with a simulator, whatever the simulator guns, soft bullets or whatever they shoot at you. He was hit in the eye and lost an eye. This was before he became a SEAL. Lost his eye. Then he continued the SEAL training, became one of the highest ranking snipers in the SEALs. And then he was in a Humvee accident. The Humvee rolled. His shooting hand was out the window, crushed it, basically rendered it unuseful. Had to learn how to shoot with his non-dominant eye, his non-dominant hand, and re-qualify to be a sniper. And he did all that and became a SEAL because of that verse. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Like, that's amazing. Like, learning to be a sniper, he's a sniper with his I mean, we all hunt. I lose my right eye and I have to shoot left-handed or whatever, and I become one of the highest ranking snipers in the Navy. Crazy. But that devotional talked about him, and there's a book, and he was killed. He's no longer with us in Afghanistan or somewhere. And they wrote a book after he died. Like, he had maybe on his deathbed, I don't remember what the story was. He gave them permission to write his story, like on his deathbed, and they wrote a book about it. So,
Well, I'll say this. Elite people are elite for a reason. It's because it's a miracle from point A to point B with some of the people that protect us and save our lives daily. You know.
Yep.
Normal people would have give up in that situation.
Absolutely.
So kudos to him.
There, I got my Bible verse and my little commentary. Jacob Walker next week.
Be there, be square.
Like and subscribe. Share.